Pranams everybody. Arunachala Shiva. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, welcome to day 6 of Arunachala Ramana Chintanam, where we are deeply contemplating on the Arunachala Tattva and Bhagavan Ramana's role in it. Both are one and the same. Arunachala's a representative in all ways is Bhagavan Ramana. From the first episode, we discussed as to how the holy hill pulled him to the center and made him like itself. Like Ramana writes in one of his poetic words, "O Lord, you pulled me like a magnet towards you, made me sit in your lap, and made me like you." Achala. That's the power of the hill. It draws one towards the center, to the core, and converts everyone like it. You can see what we are understanding in this whole journey of Shakti after splitting and coming back again to Shiva. It's very easy to understand if you look at everything from the microcosmic level. That's what spirituality is all about. It must lead us to Advaita. Not Advaita of the mind, because Advaita of the mind again keeps arguing. It has so many talks and it has so many things to discuss about. There is no discussion in pure Advaita because the two doesn't exist, it's just one. When it becomes one, the whole drama comes to an end. There is no play. For play, there we need two. So, from the time Shakti splits from Shiva, if she stays there as Ardhanarishwara, that is the I am presence, very divine state. It is one of the highest states that man can achieve, the I amness. What Nisardat Maharaj talks all about, I am that I am, in that book, and the whole life of Nisardat Maharaj is to talk about I amness. The presence where one experiences oneself as the presence, and when oneself is experiencing the presence, there is no other. There is only this I experiencing the amness. Amness is being, Ona. So it's the purified ego only, which Shakti is the purified ego, Anandamaya Kosha, the purified ego. And that vibration which is at the core, it's still vibration is there. Vibration is not ended, but it's the purest vibration, the only vibration, the Omkar. No further splits after that. So at that state, when it is reverberating, that state is the deep states of awareness. That state is called as I amness, living in the divine presence. Tomorrow we have a webinar. It's in Hindi from 12 to 4, I believe. Yes, 12 to 4. It's living in the divine presence in Hindi. It's a free webinar. Of course, we have just kept the basic charges, commitment charges, very less, because we don't want people to just move in and out like the movie theater. Only those who are serious pay some limited charges and sit, because you got to sit for 4 hours and you can understand what is this, what we are talking. Whatever we have talked for the people in Hindi, we have done it in English many times. In Hindi, we will do those programs. It's already put up on the website, shiftingintoawareness.com/events. Anybody wants to register and learn this, understand it by experience, because I believe more in experience. I don't believe in just teachings and listenings and understanding. It's not about understandings. These teachings should not be understood. Understood is a big problem because you can misunderstand. Mind can misinterpret. When you have a direct experience, then you can relate to every teaching. Like Bhagavan Nityananda in Chidakasha Gita says, one must not eat the food served for others or cooked by others. One must prepare one's own food and eat. One must cook one's own meals. It simply means don't depend on the experiences of others. We are so enchanted in listening to so many of our teachers. They had this experience, they had that experience. We read biographies and we are happy. We're so excited with what happened to others. It's not going to help, I'm telling you very practically. Nothing is going to help. What happened to your masters, to your teachers, to your gurus? What happened to other saints? It's not good. It can inspire you. What happened to Bhagavan Ramana? Is it going to happen exactly to you? But you can see a very strong possibility of what can happen to a human when one is approaching those states. Everybody is unique. I repeat, everybody is unique. There are no repeated experiences. So never crave for somebody else's. Something happened to somebody, I will follow you because I want to have exact experience. Impossible. Not in history it has happened to anybody. Why do you think it should happen to us? So what Bhagavan Nityananda says is rely on your own experiences. Take teachings, listen from everybody, learn from everybody, but experience it yourself. So many of us do not know what do you mean by experiencing it ourselves. So those are these webinars where I teach you how to practice and become independent, not dependent. Appo Deepa Bhava. Bhagavan Buddha, Lord Buddha said, be your own light. Be a light unto yourself. Don't sit borrowing somebody else's light. Don't depend on somebody else's cooked food. It is good for them. You can only rejoice and celebrate the different uniqueness, the diversity even in divine experiences. See, if you even read or understand about the experiences of illumination or enlightenment or self-realization, what happens? Everybody has their own story. I was sitting here, I was going there, this happened, that happened. Okay, wonderful. But exactly it will never happen to you. You can have a very vivid experience. So everything is very personal. My experiences are personal. So I can tell you so many of my experiences, but I don't want to tell. I have never spoken about my experiences. What happened to me in Arunachala and all that. Not needed, because then you can get fascinated and then we should not get into all that. If you look at Bhagavan Ramana, he lived all his life on that hill. Okay. Now, this being, this person has never spoken about one mystical experience that happened in his life. Never ever. No paranormal incidents ever reported by him. It doesn't mean it didn't happen to him. It happens to everybody. Paranormal activities, extraordinary, extrasensory experiences, everybody has. Vivid experiences one can have. But Bhagavan Ramana, I believe, chose not to talk about it because we will get distracted. And that's what in his teachings we can understand. All experiences are happening at the mind level, Manomaya Kosha. Whatever happens at the mind level cannot be true. It is a fleeting experience, it's just a passing experience. So we can keep talking and talking and talking about experiences and this and that and be fascinated with it and even compete. You can say, Shiva appeared to you as light. To me, he appeared to, as he is, as he looks. Somebody might say, to me, he appeared as vibrations. I'm not saying those experiences should not be there or anything like that. There will be very various experiences. You look at the uh, whole system of teachings of saints. You see Periya Puranam, for example. extraordinary experiences. Can't even fathom it. But at one level, one must transcend all that. One has to transcend, and that's what we understand in this scriptures. And now what we're reading is the glory of Arunachala, and how Parvati is asked by Shiva to do the penance because she feels that she has interrupted Shiva's participation by closing his eyes. For fun, it happened. We also do it for fun only. Unknowingly, we do it. In ignorance, we do it. Not seriously. But there is a consequence for that. When, if we shut our eyes, everything blacks out. If we live in ignorance, there are consequences for that. So when we realize that it's my ignorance, I rectify myself, and then as I rectify myself, and what is that rectification? That's penance. That is tapasya. That is sadhana. All what we do is just, you can say it's a form of repentance only, right? We don't like the way things has been in the past or it is going on right now. We want to improvise that and we want to rectify our mistakes. So we become very cautious, we become religious, we become spiritual, we take care, we won't repeat it, and that's what exactly the Viveka does. It guides us. So here Shiva is encouraging you do it, and you can get rid of the ignorance if you do tapasya. But he only says, never think that I am not with you. It is impossible that I am not with you. Now, this can be a very philosophical statement like God is with us. We can always say assuring words like, oh, God is always with you. Shiva is with me. Jesus is with me. Allah is with me. Vaheguru is with me. We can say that. But is it just a thought? Is it just a prayer? Is it just a hope? Is it just an expectation? No, it is not an expectation. It is the truth. How? You have to investigate. Like I told you, we are alive because of something. There is a light in us that appears and disappears, which is not in our control. I often say we were born, we die, we wake up every morning, we sleep every night. You look at all your functions, nothing is in your hands. You don't know which precise time you're going to wake up. You just have to wake up when you wake up, when your eyes open, when your eyes open. You do not know, you cannot predict an exact second and time at this moment I'm going to. I'm not talking about alarms, without alarms, natural. And when you go to sleep also, you're lying on the bed and you have to wait for your sleep. You're at the mercy of sleep coming. You cannot sleep. It is wrong to say I'm sleeping. I have to sleep, I'm going to sleep. I am going to relax. Sleep will take over. Same way you are born. We have no idea where we are born, how we are born. Eyes open one day, and eventually, as we become more conscious, we know that we are alive, we are an entity. Then we start learning about life. What is this? What is that? Subjective, objective, what's going on? But before that, what it is? As a baby, we do not know when the eyes opened, where it opened. You know, at death also, we do not know when, where, how, at what time, what precise time we will exit. We do not know. We'll just leave. We're just going to leave, isn't it? So when we do not know anything, when are we going to open our eyes? We do not know anything. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. There is something preceding our existence. We are the ego existence, but to fill up the ego, to give life to the ego, light is needed. There is a light in us. That is what Shiva means. And he tells Parvati, don't think I'm apart from you. Do your sadhana, but I am with you. I am doing sadhana with you. Because by his light only you can do sadhana. What does he say? What penance can you perform without me, O Parvati? All dharmas, shrutis, smritis, karmas, kalpas, various branches of learning, devas, etc., all your forms, you who symbolize my power and who decide to recreate the world are not different from myself, O goddess. What penance can you perform without me? It's a powerful statement. As I keep on telling you, we are the Parvati here, okay? If you look at any of these documents, if you can be aware that you are Parvati, you will find the Lord talking to you. Devi Kalutra, if you become aware that Shakti and you is not different, you are only that. You are the manifestation of Shakti. Shakti only is performing through you. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, fully active. Without Shakti, you can't move. So if you become deeply aware that you are Shakti and then you listen to Devi Kalatra, you will see that the Lord is talking to you. It is not an incident that happened under a tree where Shiva and Shakti are sitting together and the final Upadesha given by Shiva to Shakti. It is a personal event happening where the soul is talking to the ego. So when you can become aware as the ego, you'll see the inner being, that self talking to you. So you're getting Upadesha directly from the Lord if you can place yourself that way. That is exactly what is all this about. So when he's saying, Oh Devi, you will not be abandoned by Shiva at any time. For you are his life and the supreme Shakti. How can Shiva abandon us? For that, you have to go very deep. I'm not talking philosophy, I'm not talking belief, I'm not giving you a prayer or something like that. Investigate. I'm not saying just listen to Shiva Sutras and believe the Shiva Sutras. Don't even believe Shiva Sutras. Don't even believe this. As you read, as you listen, as you take information from anywhere, sit in deep awareness, shift into awareness, and realize that truth. You'll have direct experience of what is being told. See, without that experience, I cannot talk to you what's happening here. I'm perceiving it at a deeper level and then I am sharing it. The book is just my guide. But I cannot relate until I have a direct experience of what is happening in the book. Until they both connect together, I don't feel I have the authority to even speak about it. Because if I do that, then I'm just reading something and telling you some wisdom. I'm just giving you gyan from somewhere. So when he says you cannot be abandoned by Shiva, and he says, what can you perform without me? What sadhana can you perform without me? So here we must understand very clearly we are helpless without that light which wakes us up, which puts us to sleep, which makes us dream. Dream also is not in your hand. Anytime anything can come. Every event of life, nothing is in your hand. Anything is happening. It's a random. That is why we are scared, right? Why? Where the fear is coming from? Because it's coming from I am the doer. I am handling my life. I am planning my life. I am going according. Everything is going according to my will. So when somebody lives in this kind of an egoic representation of I am the doer of my life, definitely that person has to be upset or nervous or anxious, because I'm telling, if you are the doer of your life, then you should not be scared. If you feel you are in full control, free will, I can do anything, I'm the creator of my destiny, then why are you shaking? If you are the creator of your destiny and you're so sure of it, why are you nervous? Why are you depressed? Why are you anxious? You're anxious because you know things will not go your way. It is going by some other way, and you are trying to fight that. That is why there is anxiety. Why are you depressed? Because if you are the creator, things are not going your way. That is why you are depressed. You're disappointed. If things are definitely going your way, you should never be disappointed, because you are the creator. No, you are not the creator. You can see it is not happening. So you just taking a teaching in the mind and you living according to that, trying to live according to that, will bring you a lot of fears and doubts, guilts. Are you getting my point? If you really deeply believe that you are the creator, then these things should not be there. You are the creator, you create anything. So the first ever lessons that we are going to learn is we can create, no doubt. I'm not saying you can't, because you know the power of the mind. You can project something, you can focus on something, you can apply all the law of attraction, and you can study and understand, train your mind. Okay, that's all fine. And then manifest. But my question is, even if after knowing all the laws of attraction and manifestation and how you should be, you do succeed in manifesting, but then why are you not able to succeed every single thing in your life? Because if you are a manifester, then you should manifest anything and everything. Why are you able to manifest only something, and some things you are surely helpless? I've seen even the best of people helpless, best of creators also. They might create, no doubt, but a certain point you will understand you are creating, but there are limitations. If you deeply investigate, like I did investigate, because I didn't go by that. I wanted to know, why am I failing in certain things, and very easily I'm able to manifest some things, but most of the things I'm not able to manifest again. I know I'm applying my mind, I know I'm programming it in a certain way, I know I can see the consequences, I can see the step being manifested and attraction happening, but at certain points, in certain few things, whatever I do, it doesn't work. When you investigate, you'll come to know that which is happening in your life, which you call as manifestation, is your destiny. You are destined to attract certain things, and certain things are supposed to come to you, but before it comes to you, it comes through your mind. You begin manifesting it, but the problem is you start claiming that you are initiating. You are not initiating. There is a force, there is a wisdom that enters into your koshas. That is called the Karana Sharira, causal body. In the causal body, all these vibrations, destiny is stored. From the causal body, Karana Sharira, it moves into the Sukshma Sharira. From the Sukshma Sharira, it moves to the Stula Sharira. Are you getting it? From Anandamaya Kosha, it has to come to the Jnanamaya Kosha. From the Jnanamaya Kosha, it enters into the Manomaya Kosha, where you get ideas. You start getting thoughts. Suddenly you get a desire. Oh, that beautiful car. Nice one. I should manifest it. Oh, but I don't have all these resources. No problem. Law of attraction. Okay, I'm going to sit and manifest it. Actually, that car is supposed to be in your space, but the initiation of that coming to you begins like this. The Karana Sharira vibration moves into you. That bija, that seed of that karma, moves into your mind, tingles your mind, makes you think and desire in a certain way, and then you desire it. But the problem is, you say the desire erupted in me and I am the creator. You are not. Something entered you and made you create. This is my deep investigation. Huh? Again, I'm telling you don't have to believe me. You investigate in your life. I have investigated, I'm very thoroughly sure of it. And then Bhagwan Ramana's teachings, when I came across, when he says everything is destined, predestined, everything, whatever has to happen will happen, what is not supposed to happen will not happen. When he says that, it's very offending to many. Actually, it is offending to the ego, because the ego doesn't want to give that grip off. It wants to stay in command. But sooner or later, as I said, as you deepen in this process, you will come to know. That is the whole thing. When the sadhana, when your chetana comes till here, when the jnana opens, this you start realizing the truths. That's how the truth it is. There is something preceding my mind. My mind is not where life begins. The confusion, ignorance, avidya is because I think from my mind my life begins, because all that I know, my existence is from my mind level. What do I know beyond the mind? Right now, whatever I know about me, myself, this one, that one, world, whatever I know is at the mind level. I cannot penetrate. I do not know how to enter my Vijnanamaya Kosha. I do not know how to enter my Anandamaya Kosha. I have never experienced life from that end. So I do not know. So over a period of time, we will realize that it comes from there. So Shiva, that Shiva, which is the pure light, and that Karana Sharira, that Anandamaya Kosha, is the Shakti, the vibration that begins. The light, the sound, the light and the sound, that is what creates us. Through us, that whole cosmos, what you call as Shiva, is experiencing life through us. We are just a miniature form of that. Right now, we don't realize it, but the whole journey is designed in such a way that over a period of time we realize it. Shiva Sutras explains it very beautifully. The Shiva Sutra is the state where you are remembering yourself, who you are. When Bhagavan Ramana is asking, who am I? He is not asking you to give an answer to it. He is not asking an answer. Whenever the question comes, who am I? Nobody is asking an answer. You also don't wait for an answer. You don't question who am I and then wait for an answer. You will get wrong answers. Who am I is an investigation. It's an inquiry. Who am I? You must ponder, reflect, contemplate over. Who am I? And reflect deeply. Then what I'm saying here will start happening. You'll come to know that I am this entity, but am I self luminous? Is the mind self luminous? No. Mind is like the moon, soul is like the sun. Moon is taking borrowed light. Moon spreads its light over the night and feels the earth is illuminating because of me. Whereas in truth, it is borrowed light. It is the light of the sun that is reflecting through the moon. Exactly that is how the light of Shiva is reflecting through you and me, through our minds. The mind feels I am illuminating my life, I am the creator of my life. No way. If that main switch gets off, all this creator business will drop there only. You can see how much ever in ego we can say I am the creator. I cannot create another additional second for my life. What creator am I? So that I am the creator comes, that free will comes by the wrong understanding that I am the mind. Whoever is in the mind feels that I am the creator. Whoever transcends beyond it, goes into deep awareness, will clearly know that I am not the creator. You can put this in a very deep manner. At the mind level, when you say I am the creator, it is false. But in a deep realization, realizing I am the self, and from there, if you realize that I am the creator, it is true, because then Shiva is the creator. If the light remains in the moon, it will think I am the moonlight. But if awareness travels through the light before it touches the moon, it realizes I am the sunlight. After hitting the moon, it becomes moonlight. Depends where your Chaitanya is. So if your consciousness is bouncing on the moonlight and then you say, I am the creator, half correct. If you lift yourself up in deep awareness, you say, I am the creator, not fully correct also, because when you go to that level, Shivam state, you cannot even think I am the creator, because that is ego. Shiva doesn't think I am the creator. Shiva doesn't think. Thinking belongs to the ego. Thinking is all Shakti's part. movement. Shiva is not a movement, it's just a witness. It's just deeply aware. It doesn't do any thinking. All that is after it manifests, Saguna Rupa. The Sadashiva, yes, from there. But the pure form of Shiva, what we are knowing as Parabrahma or Parashiva, Parabhairava, that state doesn't do it. It's pure light. And that is what we are referring to as the Atman. That reflection as a spot here, that spot is that Shiva, which is an eternal witness. So when we say Drishtava, witness life and all that, that's just a philosophy, but actually it means this: shift into that pure awareness. Because that light is pure awareness. Shiva is pure awareness. Shifting into that awareness means you shift into that awareness. From there, it will be realized. It will not be understood, it will be realized. So, Shiva says, what sadhana are you going to do without me? Now you get the point? You get the point clear? Even this doer of sadhana, I have to have. Think about this now. You might say, I am doing sadhana. But if you deeply introspect, who gave you the idea to do sadhana? You'll be mum. You'll be completely mum. You'll not be able to say from where you got that inspiration. Because if you deeply investigate, if I ask you, how did you come into spirituality? You might tell me a story. But what led you to that story? Grace led you to that story. Because that story happened, you got an idea, I should become spiritual. I should search God. Who am I? What is this life? Okay, that all happened later. There was certain events in your life that happened which made you think that way. Without that event, you wouldn't have thought that way. Without suffering in your life, you wouldn't never have thought about God or realization or about Atman or even spirituality. What led you to that suffering? You'll say, I am the creator. How? Well, nobody wants to go into suffering. You simply found yourself one day in suffering. Things just happened, isn't it? Nobody creates suffering for themselves, but they find themselves in a soup one day, something or the other happening. What led you there? There is enormous stuff that's happening in the background. Spirituality means not just hovering in the mind and keeping simply doing mantra japa and this tantra and yantra and simply being stuck there. There is a level beyond it. That's what I'm trying to tell. The path of wisdom. This path of wisdom is where all these things open up. And then you deeply contemplate. When you contemplate, you'll know most of the things that you're doing is false. That has to break. That ignorance has to break through the path of wisdom. That is when we say Shiva's third eye has opened, now pralaya is happening, all that is false is being destroyed. That is exactly the meaning, because we are only that Shiva. Third eye opening means our third eye opening. Pralaya means pralaya, we are destroying things in our own universe, in our Brahmanda, what I have created. When one destroys and pralaya truly happens, only one can get moksha. What is mukti? Mukti means utter destruction. Look at a sannyasi who's close to that point. What is left in a sannyasi's yogi's life? Do you see pralay in their life? Look at Bhagavan Ramana's life. Don't you see pralay in his life? What is left where he can say me and mine in his life? Removed, destroyed. Pralay hua. Why? Ramana's third eye is open. Third eye open means you see everything as false. And then nothing can catch you. That is the true meaning of Shiva's third eye. Shiva's third eye doesn't mean Shiva is sitting somewhere and opening that eye and then cursing you or blessing you. He never does that. We create blessings and curses in our life by our own ignorance of the so called free will. I am the doer. But to make that free will alive, also, the generator power is that fuel, that prana shakti, that light is needed. So Shiva is always with us because we are only that Shiva. Right now we are in the Shakti counterpart, so we are not realizing, and that is why we need to do tapas. That is why Shakti is asked to do tapas, so that she can realize that she is not different from Shiva. If she really realizes she is not different from Shiva, why is Shiva telling her? Shiva is giving her gyan indirectly. Can you see that? What can you do without me? If she knew, why would Shiva tell that? She doesn't know. Are you getting the whole thing? There is a level of ignorance in Shakti. And for that purification, Shiva is only telling, go and do it. Go and do it in Kanchipuram. Now, do you get this idea? If Shakti is not aware of Shiva, Shakti will say, I went to Kanchipuram and did it. My tapas. You getting the point now? Deeply, there is a force which is telling to go and do in Kanchipuram. In our life, that is cut. Shiva talking this much. We can't hear all this. We only say, I went to Kanchipuram, I did my tapas there. But in the background, if you see, Shiva is telling, oh Devi, you will not be abandoned by Shiva anytime. And then what he says here? Okay, this Vijaya is telling, that maid, which I was telling yesterday to Ambika, she is telling, because she was feeling little offbeat, and her maid is reassuring, oh Devi, you will not be abandoned by Shiva at any time, for you are his life and supreme Shakti. This is what the gurus tell us. Shiva doesn't forsake you. I hear her guru is Vijaya, her maid, because she can't understand it. See, the voice is speaking through her maid. He is with you all the time. It is only when you desire to spread out your Maya that the Lord, though one with you, appears to be separate. A maid is telling this. It is not a maid, the Supreme. So, Supreme tells us this in many ways. You feel it is separate because through you, it is only when you desire to spread out your Maya, means only when we desire to spread out our Maya, we want to be interested in samsara, we want to play the game again and again, we are not thinking of any annihilations here, then Shiva appears to be separate. And if you see, all our complaint is that only. Shiva is separate from us, Shiva is separate from. Why? The answer is in this one line. It is because we choose. With the desire to spread out our Maya. If you become deeply aware of what I am saying, deeply aware that I am only separating myself from Shiva and then crying he is not with me, if you deeply become aware of this, you will understand it is my desires and my lack of interest to pull away from samsara. I want to keep playing this game and extending. I'm interested in playing the game. The more you want the game, the more far you are from Shiva. That must be realized. So she's telling, you have come here on the command of Shambhu to worship him and you cannot transgress this. Is it any different from what I'm trying to say from yesterday? You have come here from the command of Shambhu. That's what I'm telling. We do on that command. We do our sadhanas. We are sitting here for this satsang by that command. Something pulls us. We don't know what is that something. We will just start from our mind. Oh, I felt interesting. I have a lot of interest in this, so I said, who is giving you that idea? I have interest. Without that light, that thought also will not appear in your head. Are you getting the whole point? That is what she says here. You have come here on the command of Shambhu. We are on the path on the command of Shambhu. Let's understand that. The day we understand this and realize this, life will become easy. All this doership, mine, I will do it, I will control, I am creator, everything will go. Just with the Rakhyus Virahi. Teri raza mein meri raza. Jo Shivagya, thy will be done. This is how Bhagavan Ramana lived. See, that is exactly how Ramana is living that. Whichever path you go, the teachers or the givers, the sharers of that wisdom, they will be living that. So what we are understanding about surrender and no will of mind, it's just happening, everything is happening, and you are just experiencing life because you are a part of that experience. You are only that Shiva having an experience of ignorance. Right words. I am Shiva right now experiencing ignorance and all the pains through my ignorance. This is the path of wisdom. Welcome to the path of wisdom. Gyan Marga. So Gyan Marga, do you understand? It is not Jnana of Shastras or Gyan Pelna. Idhar udhar se Gyan dena. No way. These are all deep realizations. And it can happen only by the command of Shambhu. That is what we are understanding here. Without the grace of Shiva, one cannot attain self-realization. We read it before also. No amount of rituals, no amount of karma kanda, no amount of doing can give you self-realization. It is only by the sheer grace of Shiva. What is that sheer grace of Shiva? Wisdom of Shiva. That wisdom, the intelligence. It starts revealing itself. And as it reveals, the Jnana Shakti, the third eye opens. This is the intuitive eye. Third eye of wisdom opens and you get realizations of everything. You only will destroy your wrong ideas. Another cannot destroy. Another can only frighten you. So when I keep talking, this many run away. Because it frightens them. The ego is very frightened that I don't want to lose control. What are you saying? That I am not in control of my life. I don't want to hear this. Come on. I have come to spirituality to gain boons, to fulfill my desires. And what are you saying? I cannot fulfill my desires. It will happen at some random way. They will reject that idea. Doesn't mean you reject an idea, it is not the truth. It will take some time to realize. So this realization has to be not by somebody else's wisdom. You have to activate this, not because somebody tells you, fine. Don't trust. You sit and investigate. I want to know it myself. That's the right approach. So she's telling again and again that you are protected. You will again join Shiva and uphold Dharma. That being so, Parvati, how can you feel the pain of separation? She's reminding Parvati. So Vijaya, the maid, is not reminding Parvati, please. This maid, through this scripture, through this story, is reminding us. So on hearing her maid speak, Gauri continued to practice. She became conscious, aware. Doesn't that happen to us? See, like these words only, it gives us strength, isn't it? When you listen, Josh aa gaya. Very nice. I feel good now. After one satsang, I feel very good now. That's what happened here. She continued practicing. That is why in Yoga Vashishta, satsanga is a very important part. The fourth point, santosha. Because one is santosha, one is shanti, one is vichara, and one is satsanga. The four pillars of Yoga Vashishta. Yoga Vashishta, what Bhagavan was taught to Bhagavan Ram. If you see, Bhagavan Ramana has emphasized on Yoga Vashishta. Whatever books you find in Ramanashram, they are all under the scanner, focus of Bhagavan's. And whenever I am strongly saying this, Bhagavan has not gone and investigated all the scriptures. He has gone only behind certain scriptures, like Devi Kalutara one. Sarvagyanotara is another. Sarvagyanotara is where Shiva is giving the wisdom to the sun, Kartikeya. Sarvagyanotara. We have done that in our courses also. And then he focuses on Avadut Gita, you will find Avadut Gita there. He focuses on Tripura Rahasya, you will find Tripura Rahasya there. He focuses on Yoga Vashishta, you will find Yoga Vashishta Sara there. Bhagavan Ramana. You see, all these documents do not give you deep mythologies. It gives you the science beyond mythology. Like Yoga Vashishta, nowhere you will find Guru Vasishta Maharshi telling the Shishya, disciple, Lord Ram, about any gods. There are no explanations of Shiva, Shakti, Ganesha, Murugan. Nothing of this sort. Only words like pure consciousness is used. The full training given to Bhagavan Ram is all on consciousness, because everything else becomes concepts. And you'll see in Yoga Vasishta, Vasishta Mahamuni is telling Bhagavan Ram, give up all the concepts. The whole one chapter is dedicated to destruction of concepts, Yoga Vasishta. Now, if Bhagavan Ramana has chosen it, these are all Kala Bhairava. This is all Bhairav Tattva. Anything that destroys illusions is Bhairava. I have told you many times, shifting into awareness is sheer blessings of Kala Bhairava. You will see only breaking here. We don't build up anything, we destroy. All the myths, all the concepts, everything keeps just crumbling down, crashing down. It has to crash. If it is crashing well, you have the blessings of Bhairava. What is Bhairava? I have told you. Bhaya is beyond, Rava is sound. Beyond sound is Bhairava. Now, what is beyond sound? Where does sound begin? Again, coming back to the same what we had discussed. Light, sound. First sound, Omkara, vibration. Chanchalta, Shakti, beginning of creation. What is Shiva? Nischalta, beyond sound. Before the sound came, what was there? Supreme Shiva consciousness. Para Shiva or Para Bhairava. So Bhairava means breaking all the sounds. All these concepts are sounds. All what you see, vikalpas, all that you sense, taste, smell, talk, hear, all sounds it is. Noise. This noise is not Shiva. By which this noise is existing is Shiva, the light. The one that is aware of all this noise is Shiva. The Brahmanda Chidakasha is like that eternal sky in which all these stars, meteorites, planets, galaxies, everything is moving. Air is moving. Everything is moving. Sky doesn't move. Everything is happening in the sky. Sky doesn't catch anything, nor any of these objects can catch the sky. The sky is Shiva. You cannot catch Shiva. Neither he is catching holding on you. He has a grip on you. But you, me, everything, all the existence is happening in this Chidakasha. The Chidakasha is aware of everything that's happening inside it. Chidakasha, Akasha doesn't do anything. It simply is the substratum, the platform in which everything is happening. You understand Shiva consciousness? This is Shiva consciousness, what we are talking about. So to come to this state, noise has to finish. Then only you will understand Akasha. Otherwise, your attention will not be on Akasha. Now, for example, we are sitting here, we are discussing, we are seeing all these things, life here. Where our attention goes? Does any time our attention go on the space? Never. Your attention is always on all the movements, on what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch. It will never, ever, you will never sit and just become aware of the space anywhere. All the time you see, by default, the mind is catching the objects in the space. Noise. We are catching the noise. All what you see here, what you can see is movement. Atoms are moving. All movements. You close your eyes, inside your Chit Akasha, mind Akasha, there is again thoughts moving. There also the Akasha is not catching the thoughts, nor the thoughts are catching, but the Akasha is aware. You see, there also our attention doesn't go into the Akasha. Do we ever think about the empty space in our mind? No. We are always thinking about the thoughts. So, our awareness is basically, the ego awareness is basically only attentive of movement. That is why Bhairava is needed. The movements has to be destroyed. Bhairava. With the grace of Bhairava, you go into the timeless space, Kala, where there is no time. When all the movement cease, it is a timeless, eternal space, Kala. So Bhairava leads you to Kala, that is Kala Bhairava. So by the blessings of Kala Bhairava only you can break concepts. You cannot break concepts otherwise. Because this concept is very dear to the asuras, to the ego. I want to survive with the concept. I want to see, hear, smell, taste all the time, something or the other in my mind. I want to be attentive of all the thoughts. I want to be attentive of everything that is moving. And then claim, this is me, this is mine, these are my people, these are my things, these are my thoughts, my ideas, everything mine, 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 mine. Because the ego's existence is mine. If mine is not there, it doesn't survive. And I want to survive. And that is why I remain. Now you get it. That is why we are scared of Kala Bhairava. We have made all kind of Ugra images and then we are only scared of that image. Yes, we are scared because we don't want that tattva to destroy us. Deeply we are scared of Kala, Bhairava. We are scared of Mahakali. I told you yesterday, Mahakal, Mahakali, that space of unconscious space. Very mysterious. And because we do not know what is there, it's always frightening to us. Who's frightened? The ego, because the ego doesn't want to die. It wants to live. You don't know what is there. When you go into a dark, empty room, you can't enter it because you don't know. God knows what is there. Who is that who doesn't want to enter? That one which doesn't want to die. Exactly that is why we are scared of these spaces, these tattvas of Kala, Bhairava, Kala, Bhairavi, Mahakala. So, okay, that is all in the egoic frame where we do all that. But as wisdom comes to you, as grace comes to you, you understand these are deep tattvas. They are not Ugra. I told you Parashakti. Ma Durga is never Ugra. We have made her Ugra. Because we are the Mahishasura. We don't want to die. So obviously Ma Durga will look Ugra only to me, trying to kill me. It is staring at me. Are you getting it? Very few will get it. But whoever gets it, that's it. Beda par ho gaya. Ye agar samajh aa gaya to. So now she continues. She surrounded herself with fire. We told yesterday in the rainy season she lay on the ground, and in ice cold water in the winter she did that. I was telling she's trying to become one with the tattva. She respectfully welcomed the holy sages, Maharishis, who came to pay homage to her. The sages were struck with wonder at her austerities. So they were all awed by her. So we are continuing from here. One day, Parvati collected flowers from the forest and began to worship a linga made of sand on the bank of Kappa. So as I told you, she'll have bath and she'll take a little bit of sand and she's building a Shivalinga from nature. Again, the Pancha Mahabhutas only. There's nothing additional. From nature only she is building it. Shiva, to reveal the world her devotion to him, made the waters of river Kampa suddenly rise and overflow its banks. So one day the water level rose. Seeing the spate of the river, her companions raised an alarm, whereupon the Devi opened her eyes and saw the approaching flood. Distressed at the danger to her worship, she at once embraced the linga lest to dissolve it. So she saw the water coming, everybody alerted her, and the moment she saw it coming, she immediately embraced that linga, that Shiva linga made of sand, so that it doesn't dissolve in the water. She then addressed to her maids. She said, "What is to be done? Worship ought not be discontinued, come what may. In this world, only the blessed ones who have acquired the merit can reap the benefits of their good deeds and establish dharma which is capable of fulfilling one's desires. This Shivalinga is made of sand. It will dissolve in this flood. Should this happen, a true devotee of the Lord cannot bear it. This flood has risen through the Maya of Shiva to test the sincerity of my devotion. I shall continue without the least fear. Friends, go away quickly. So she held the Shivalinga because it's very dear to her. What does that mean? Her tapas, her sadhana, her practice is dear to us. Her. So she's telling only the blessed ones will have this good deeds to continue with their practice, come what may. The flood has risen as a Maya of Shiva to test. So she's understanding this is a test coming. Resemble this in your life. When practice comes, when floods comes, will we allow the floods to overtake our practices? Or will we hold on to that practices dearly and know that this is the test of the rising waters, to test the devotion, to see how much you are dedicated. And this is very sure. As we progress on the path, lot of things will come. Surely, and it will be very, very difficult. If you do not have this understanding that the Lord is always with you, you have to again and again embrace back that. And you must know that these are tests to find out how true we are to what we are practicing. Simply by hearting teachings of the Guru or the Shastras are not going to help. A time will come to test you whether you really understood the teachings. And that will be the real test. If you are living those teachings, you will be able to withstand that. If you are not living, you have just by hearted it, very easily it will break down. So she says, I shall continue without the least fear. Friends, go away quickly. Saying this, Parvati, though surrounded by the fast rising waters, devoutly adored the linga, clasped to her breast, and with open eyes meditated on Sadashiva with one pointed devotion. So, in that situation, she just held on to that Shivalinga and with her open eyes meditated on Sadashiva with one pointed dedication. Doing tapas with closed eyes is not enough. If you see in shifting into awareness, right from day one, I have only taught you to meditate with eyes open. I have never encouraged to close your eyes. So the whole day practice is what we do is with the eyes open because we are living with the eyes open in the Jagrit world. Closing the eyes in the Jagrit means falling asleep, escapism. You're not accepting, embracing the Jagrit Avastha. You are preferring to be in Sushupti. So all the time in meditation. That is what I call a spiritual bypass. I made one video, right? 5 red flags. That one is spiritual bypass. When we think some things are too overwhelming for us to face, maybe our traumas, maybe our unresolved issues, maybe my own vasanas, maybe my own shortcomings, flaws, negativities, too much to handle. Who's going to sit with all that nonsense? I'll pretend I don't know. I'll just meditate on the God and just avoid this. So then I'll find myself constantly sitting and meditating without paying attention anything that's happening in my Jagrit world. I'll find myself running from ashram to ashrams, moving from one satsang to the other, one community to the other, always wanting to just sing bhajans with the eyes closed, always wanting to do puja, always wanting to sit meditate with my room closed. That is with the eyes closed. Eyes closed means you are refusing to accept or acknowledge one part of you, and that is called unhealed part. It is unhealed. Only when you open your eyes and when you are aware, means you face it. You face it, that's how you overcome it. It's not about even fighting, it's just about looking, staring at those, staring it with deep consciousness, deep awareness. Because that stare of deep awareness only is Shiva. Knowing that Shiva is awareness, when you are deeply aware of any of the negativities or flaw, it is tapas. If you see, I never teach you to sit and destroy your karmas. I never talk about it also, destroying karmas. There's nothing to destroy. When you look at falseness with deep awareness, it simply melts and falls away. Fighting is resistance. Whenever you fight, Durga Shapsati will happen in your life. And what does Durga Shapsati say? The Mahayuddha, they call it Mahayuddha, went on for 5,000 plus years. See, they don't talk it small, chota ankada nahi hai. They'll never say 5 years, 50 years, 5,000 years. Long wars. You see the wars of Mahabharata. They never end quickly. Ramayana, they never end quickly. Long wars. Why? Friction hai, rigidity hai. Surrender ka hai. Fight. Every point there is a fight. Every asura there is a fight. So many asuras in Durga Shapsati. If the asuras surrender, there is no fight. The whole fight happens because they stand, though they know they are going to lose. That's the fun. We know we are going to lose. How much ever I am the creator, I do this, I do. You know, when death comes in front of you, you are going to lose there. I created, I do this, I have expanded. One death can remove it. You know it. We all know it. Still, that is Mahishasura. Knowing that you are going to be killed, but still being there. So, this is called avidya. This is called illusion. This is that maya. This is that ignorance. When you live in this deep ignorance, you keep only fighting and destroying your karmas and all those things. Bhagavan Ramana, what does he say? When people go to him and say, I am suffering from my karma, I am suffering from this vasana, I am having that problem. He simply says, leave the karma where it is, leave your vasanas where it is, you abide in the self. That's what I keep saying. You shift into awareness. That is not escapism. In awareness, when you look at it, it's like a kavach. But if you stand there bare, it's going to overwhelm you. Shift into awareness and then stare. Shift into awareness and then keep your eyes open. Meditative awareness. She held clasped to the linga to her breast and with her eyes open meditated on Sadashiva with one pointed devotion. So there is so called danger, there is so called obstacle. She's not closing her eyes and doing tapas there. Her eyes is open now, but she's holding on to that Shiva. That is what we are talking about. Holding on to that deep awareness, pure awareness which is there. When you are aware means you are abiding in that. You are holding on to that tattva. And then with the power of that light, that is what you call grace. You look at anything. Then a divine voice was heard. O child, noblest of beings, this great flood has subsided. You can now let go of the linga. This linga worshipped by you, which will achieve everlasting fame as one worshipped by the gods and will be capable of granting boons. May your penance be successful. May the human beings who have darshan and worship this linga installed for the upkeep of dharma attain their life's goals. This Shivalinga of sand is still there in Ekambareshwaram, Kanchipuram. Now I'm sure when you come for retreat, you're definitely going to go there. Next month we have kya aa gaya? Whenever a retreat are there, you can definitely, while coming from Chennai or going back, on one point you can ask our team, taxi guys and all, they will help you. Visit Ekambareshwar temple. This same thing. The sand Shivalinga is there. The mango tree is there. So now with this understanding, you sit there, it's a different tapas altogether. You can connect with the Divine Mother and relate with what she went through, and you are going through the same. It's not the same. It's not different. So Ekambareshwar is that temple in Kanchipuram, the Shivalinga, and next to that there is Kamakshi temple, big temple of the Devi. In South India, wherever you go, Shiva and Shakti will always be together. You always see that. They're not different. You cannot say it's a Shakti temple, only Shakti. Oh, Shiva temple, only Shiva. No. You go to Arunachaleshwara main linga in Tirunamalai, the big Shiva temple, but next to that, Amman temple is there, the Devi's temple. It is always there in all the temples. Shiva and Shakti cannot be separated. So Ekambareshwar, you will see this. Adi Kamakshi also is there. Actually, Kamakshi is a new temple. Behind that, there is one more Adi Kamakshi, very ancient. That is where Sri Adi Shankaracharya installed the Meru, Sri Chakra. A small temple, hardly anybody is there. That is the ancient original temple, Adi Kamakshi it is known, in Kanchipuram. Usually the big one which is there, full of line and all that. I wonder how. An interesting incident happened. Me and my friend had gone there once to Kanchipuram, and that day somebody in the temple died. So usually when they die, they have to remove the body, lot of rituals, and temple doesn't open until they do the Shuddhikaran, sanctify it and all that. So we were sitting in the car for almost like 1 hour past, 2 hour past, almost 3 hours passing. I'm saying we'll go to the temple. So my friend was getting irritated. He said, enough now. Chalo chalte wapas enough. I said, wait. At that moment we said, okay, let's park our car in the side and see. So he just moved the car to the side, and I am sitting this side, he was on the wheel. On my left side, the glass, I was trying to pull the glass down. A man in a moped came, lungi penke, the typical Tamilian guy, came and stood, and he knocked at the window. I was about to open, and I thought he wants to see. I pulled down the window, and he simply said, go straight, take left, Adi Kamakshi, don't forget to go there. That's all he said. And he took a turn and he went off. All this happened very spontaneously. From where he came, God knows. From behind he came, knocked, said these words, he turned his moped, went off. And I said, Abhi to jana hi padega. And that is the first time I enter this. I even come to know there is Adi Kamakshi. Then when I went inside and sat, it was so powerful, small temple. Then I sat there and I Googled. When I Googled, this whole thing came up. This is the original temple. And here there is that Sri Chakra installed. Then we went to see, as the priest, he allowed us to see it. The Sri Chakra is there installed. Mother guided us. Or Shiva guided us. What we say, the command of Shiva only everything happens. Mysterious things can happen. So this is Kanchipuram, Ekambareshwar. Whenever you are there, you can visit this and try to visit the Adi Kamakshi. It's not, no public is there. Nobody hardly knows about it. You can ask and go there. So, okay. So the voice comes and says, okay, the flood has now subsided. You can let go of the linga. See, that was a lila where the mother herself embraced that. Means that Shivalinga is potent of Shakti. It has been touched by the physical Divine Mother's manifestation there. May your penance be successful. May the human beings who have the darshan and worship this linga installed for the upkeep of dharma attain their life's goals. So this is a blessing given by that voice, which is Shiva's voice. I myself shine on this earth in the form of the effulgent Arunachala for the liberation of the mortals. The name signifies that the accumulated sins of the world will completely vanish at the sight of it. Sight of what? Arunachala. Now that voice only is telling that you have embraced this. Those whoever sees have darshan of this Shivalinga, may their life's goal be attained. What is the life goal? Human birth ka mukti. And that voice says, I myself shine on this earth in the form of the effulgent Arunachala for the liberation of the mortals. The name signifies that the accumulated sins of the worlds will completely vanish at the sight of it. Sight means darshan matra. This Shivalinga and that Mahalinga, Tejolinga. What is Tejolinga? Arunachala. If you remember, this whole story that we are reading began with Sanaka asking Brahma, tell me about that linga. There are many concrete lingas in this Prithvi, man made. Tell me about that linga, by which is the foremost of everything before all the lingas came. That is the Tejo linga, Arunachala. Tell me the Mahima of that. That is how we are reading all this. Okay. Rishis, Siddhas, Gandharvas, Yogis, etc. come to Arunachala and fervently worship it, forsaking even the peaks of Kailasha and Mount Meru. You may go there and learn from sage Gautama about devotion to me and the glory of Arunachala and perform further penance. I shall reveal to you my effulgent form there in order that all sins of the world may be destroyed and may prosper. So he is telling Shakti, now this part is over, the tapas here is over. The test that came as water, she passed the test. Means she held on to her practice, come what may, is exactly our state. When we hold on to that, all our austerities, whatever we do, sadhana, tapas, if we are not forsaken the truths of that light, come what may, you will be led to the next goal, that is Arunachala. You can see it. The tapas here is over. Now you can go to Arunachala, because rishis, siddhas, gandharvas, yogis, they all come to Arunachala and worship it, forsaking even the peaks of Kailasha and Mount Meru. Means they leave even Mount Meru and even Kailasha to meditate here in Arunachala. Because Arunachala is the final point. Is the point where Shiva himself is alive. In one point you will see Shiva saying this very clearly, I may live in Kailasha, means that may be my home, Kailasha, but this is me. Arunachala is me, myself. Sakshat. The hill itself, it's him. Kailash is the abode. So he says, now you may go and learn from Gautama Rishi. What to learn? About devotion to me and the glory of Arunachala. See, now he's telling, learn about devotion to me from Arunachala. So in those days, okay, Gautama Rishi was there because Gautama Rishi was a great devotee of Shiva. So what are we understanding now? Devotion is very important. Jnana is okay. Jnana and devotion. Bhakti. Without bhakti, I have told this many times, jnana and bhakti are same. They're not different paths. Only bhakti without jnana will not lead you anywhere. Because that bhakti will be always apara bhakti. It will be always outside. Veda bhakti, dvanda bhakti, or swartha bhakti, apara bhakti. It can never complete. You need wisdom. If that bhakti, even to the outside, is true, bhakti will start, the wisdom will start rising in you. And that wisdom will tell you, reveal to you, that's not enough. You need to be one with it, like Ramakrishna became one with it. Apara to para. We will know that. It has to become one. We have to become one. So bhakti will lead to jnana. When jnana arises, the bhakti is complete. Same way, when there is jnana, there is lot of information, like this is now information what we are having. Jnana. When jnana is coming, that's not enough. Because jnana can be raw, incomplete. Without bhakti, it is always incomplete. Bhakti gives rasa to that jnana. See, now you understand, oh, this is the glory of Arunachala. But what will that do? You'll say, okay, so many Siddhas, Rishis, Yoginis, Gandharvas, they come there. I must also go there. And do what? I must also go and meditate. Meditate. For what? For my world. To maintain my world back. So many things are there to maintain here. So I will go there. So what has happened? That jnana might take me there, but it is not showing me the truest nature of what it is all about. Bhakti is needed. Devotion. Devotion melts you. The wisdom without bhakti is ego. It is egoic wisdom. Then we say, I have too much of knowledge. That knowledge is useless. It's dry wisdom. We might be full of Shastras, Vedas, Upanishads, everything we have read, all the Puranas, Kantast. So what? There is no bhakti. It's useless. But when bhakti and jnana mixes, that jnana becomes ripe. So bhakti and jnana are two important points in this. Jnana leads to bhakti, bhakti will lead to jnana, guaranteed. These both are interconnected. So only jnana, only tapas is raw. Tapas we can be doing for whatever reasons. You see, karma yoga is tapas. Then we are talking about bhakti yoga, and we are talking about Raj yoga. These three yogas must have wisdom in it, proper wisdom. Wisdom must have these three yogas. You see, they're all blended, they're not separate paths, they're all blended together. They must complement each other. So, karma yoga, if you do without jnana, without bhakti, what will happen? You will simply be donating clothes, you will be simply giving food to everybody. Why? Because you think some punya is going to come. Bhava is not correct. So, when the intentions are not very pure, the karma phala also changes. Kartura jnane praptaye phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam says the first verse of Upadesaram, means we do karma thinking that we will get the karma phala. We are motivated by the karma phala, that is why we do karma. Even punyas we do because we know we are going to get punya phala. So we do good work. If there is no phala, will we be motivated to do? No way. That is called dry karma, dry jnana. That service is of no use. It is not fulfilled. It has begun, but it's not complete. So karma without jnana, you should realization of what is this karma, what I am doing. So karturagnani prapte phalam karma kim param karma tajjanam simply means that you are doing it according to the karma phala, but it is not that way. Not karma phala does not come to you because you are doing it. Karma phala comes only by the divine grace. If you are meant to get that, you will get it. It doesn't depend on your karma. See, it breaks another big wrong idea about all this karma. What we say, karma, अच्छा कर्म करेंगे तो पुण्य मिलेगा, नहीं मिलेगा, guarantee नहीं है. Because in every karma we might do good karma, but that good is defined by your bhava, shuddha bhavana. That bhavana is studied only by that pure spirit, divine cosmic intelligence. It is intelligent to know how Shuddha the Bhava is. I might claim my Bhava is Shuddha, but that it is not based on that. It is the divine intelligence. So based on that divine cosmic intelligence studies what exactly is my Bhava, and based on that I get karma. That is the meaning of the first verse of Upadesaram. So for this to be realized, even that karma yoga is useless without jnana and bhakti. Imagine now that karma is done out of bhakti and this jnana. What a karma it will be. That karma will be called Niswarth karma, Nishkam karma. I have no vested interest. I don't care about what I get or what I am doing it because it's happening through me. I am the instrument of the Lord. The Lord is wanting to work through me and it's happening. So I don't keep any claim. I did this, I did that. I'm going to do nothing. Wherever there's an opportunity, I just do it. I don't even say I did a karma or some nishkam seva. No, I don't even term it as seva. It is my regular action. The world is functioning through me. In this manner, what happens? There is absolutely no ownership. That is the real meaning of nishkam karma. Nishkam karma sochne se nahi hota. For that, jnana and this bhakti has to be, and meditativeness, Raj Yoga also. It has to be meditative, combined. Then Karma Yoga is full. Similarly, in Bhakti Yoga, Jnana has to be there, meditativeness must be there, and Karma also is involved because Bhakti has Karma. In Bhakti, you see, it involves your body to do any Karma. Even your Bhakti, even you dancing is movement. It's a Karma that you do. You see all this about Bhakti, even going around the hill, Girivallam, Bhakti. It is not for any vested interest. It is just the devotion, love. And Raj Yoga also. When you are meditating, it needs to have jnana, it needs to have bhakti. What use is that meditation? You're sitting there and uh, just technically focusing on a dry hill, which you think is God. Somebody said it's God. भाव ही नहीं आएगा because ज्ञान नहीं है पूरा उसके बारे में. So that remains incomplete. Meditativeness will always remain apara. You will always be meditating on some form, some idol, some guru, some images, some projections. All the time you will be apara, outside, outside, outside. It will never come to the internal because you have never seen whatever you are focusing on the outside is pure Shuddha Chaitanya, it's Paramatma itself. Because I've been so engrossed in the body of the Guru, I forgot to connect with the Chaitanya of that Guru. And that Chaitanya, when I connect, I see that and this Chaitanya is not different. So, how does it matter whether I meditate on that body or this body? That is called Parabhakti. So, that comes again with wisdom and with bhakti in Raj Yoga, proper karma. So, they complement each other, all these paths. It should never be taken as different. They're all together. In the Gyan Marg also, the other three are there. Definitely it's there. So he says, now go and learn it from sage Gautama, the devotion. That makes one complete. And then learn about the glory of Arunachala. Glory of Arunachala doesn't mean you praise. Oh, it is Shiva, that is the glory. Glory of Arunachala means the truth about Arunachala, that Arunachala is the self. Manifestation of that light, which is me. That is understanding the Mahima. Mahima is not a God appeared there and God did some wondrous things, and then you say, oh God, you are almighty, everything is. That's not glorifying an external. Most of the time, our bhakti remains there, thinking there is something very high and we are nothing. How can it be? Because that one, which is manifesting as light, that only has created Srishti, and I am a part of that Srishti. I am a part of that one. How can there be anything high and low? In the eyes of Shiva, there is no Ravana and there is no Ram. That consciousness is equal to everything, everybody. There is no papi and there is no sant, no sinner and no saint for Shiva. It simply is that consciousness, because sins are on the koshas. When Paul Brenton first time met Bhagwan Ramana, he was shocked. And he said, you are God. And he was praising. He was talking that you are God. And as he was talking about it, immediately Bhagwan Ramana stopped him and said, stop. That you are also God. See, that's the real understanding. He was not feeling he is God because he knows he has vasanas. And he is claiming, I am a sinner. I have these habits and that. This. How can I be God? You are God, pure. He says, no, you are God. He says, sins or bad deeds, impurities are in the mind, and you are not the mind, you are the Atman. How beautiful. Who is impure? Who is unworthy? Who is dirty? Who is foul? Mind. But you are not the mind. The problem is you have considered yourself the mind. That is why you are constantly blaming. I am not worthy. I am this. I am this only. I am poor, helpless. Ramana is telling you are God. So glory of Arunachala, it doesn't mean simply glorifying and saying that is great. I am nothing. Glory of Arunachala means that and me are same. I have not realized it. So there is a different bhakti. There's a very pure bhakti where you're saying, help me realize that. I have an understanding that I am you. But whatever these impurities doesn't allow me to make that. So in this attitude, what you're doing, you're not condemning yourself. You are understanding, but at the same time, you're not boosting and saying, I'm Shiva. Dangerous. Bhagavan Nityananda says in Chidakasha Gita, don't go around saying Shivoham, I am Shiva, I am Shiva. You will develop ego. He says, rather, see Shiva in every tattvas. That is what we are talking about. Seeing it everywhere. The Guru in every being. Not just one limited. Everything. We should expand that consciousness and look at it in that way. So there also, there is no ego saying that Shivoham, I am Shiva's, and no, you know there are limitations, but you know you are Shiva, half. So you say, I know I am you. I have intuition about it, but I can't realize it. I need your help. That is devotion. That is a true devotee. Devotee in the process of becoming Shiva. That approach. So devotion, that is why he's saying, go and learn from sage Gautama about the devotion to me and the glory of Arunachala, and then perform the further penance. I shall reveal to you my effulgent form there, in order that all the sins of the world may be destroyed and one may prosper. So I will reveal my real self to you there. Why there? Why not in Kanchipuram? Because Arunachala is the core point, most pure point. You coming closer and closer to that means you becoming purer and purer. That's the meaning. When you become purer and purer, I shall reveal to you. As I said, as my ignorances and all the concepts keep falling and I become empty and empty, the self knowledge, Atmagyan, emerges from inside. That self knowledge only reveals I am self realized. That knowledge of the self, when you realize the self, that is called self realization, which is a happening when all the concepts and ignorance falls off. So when can that fall off? Purification. That is what we do all these processes for. So as we come closer to Arunachala, it simply is a symbolism that you are going closer to your Atman. The closer samsara is going, the more you come to the core, the outside periphery which is there, the radius of the samsara, you're leaving behind. The Mahameru, the Bhupur, you're left behind. You are coming to the Bindu. Everything you're left behind. Left behind means it has dropped. You have not thrown away things, renounced things. It has simply left you. What is false will leave you. When you find more, realize more and more truth in you, whatever is false keeps falling from you. That is where I tell many of the seekers are not ready. When we did the retreat in Ganeshpuri, I had asked this question. I thought we are all there and we'll do this deep, but many are not. Only 3-4 hands came up. When I said, are you ready? When we deeply sit here and meditate on the highest, with the pure Shuddha Bhav, that anything and everything that is for my highest only remain with me, and anything that is not in that drop off from me. 80% went mum. So we are not ready. We might talk about self-realization, we might talk about liberation and all. We are not ready to let go of the falseness in our life. We know it is false. That is why the scare came when I said, Only that is which is my highest good, let it be with me. Which is not for my highest good, let it fall off. And we know we have accumulated all falseness in life. All around us is false only, but we don't want to leave that. And yet we want Shiva. How is that possible? So, coming to the core center point of Arunachala means this. Coming to the central point means this. Giving up. Not giving up by force. You will never be able to give up by force. It has to fall. For falling, you have to see the truth. That is the essence of satsang. Satya ke sang hamesha raho. Always be in satsang. Satsang doesn't mean only sitting outside hearing discourses. Sat and sang. Sang means association. Sat means truth. Only abide in the truth. That is satsang. When you are not compromising on anything in life, only truth. Whatever, however divya, bhavya it may appear, but if it is not the truth, you are ready to let go of it. However great or nice or powerful or whatever it is, if it is not to the truth, you allow, you are not discarding it, but you are ready. You are saying, oh Lord, only that which is the highest, let it be, let all fall off. You'll see it fall off. Guaranteed. You'll see all the falseness which is there disappearing from your life. But then, if you are not having this deep conviction, if you are not ready on the path, it will be traumatic for you. Because the mumukshatva is not there. The deep yearning for realization and mukti is not there. When that is not there, when that is half-hearted, the journey cannot proceed. You might just say Shiva, Shiva, I want Shiva and all that. That is just a concept, an idea. But the real thing when it happens to you, are we ready? We're not ready. For that, we have to do sadhana, chitta shuddhi. That is all that Kanchipuram and many other tapas that she did. In that, slowly the falseness starts falling away, and then you can see, she gave up her ornaments there. Huh? What did it say yesterday's chapter session? She gave up all her ornaments and all her other worldly clothes and everything. She embraced the bark of the tree. Means what? The readiness to, it's not about giving up your clothes. It is your affinity, the falseness which you have attracted. You feel this is only real and you keep that with you. These are all symbolic things. Because she is ready, she went closer there. And then she had to pass from there. Those tests passed. Then she's moved on now to Arunachala. So I keep telling all those who come to Arunachala, all those who come to this Gyan Marga are definitely in the final stages of their journey. Final doesn't mean, oh, I come there, sit in Arunachala and mukti mil gaya. No, the process has begun. The final stage process has begun. It is not easy there because I told you people run again from there. There again, you can't handle many things. All these truths coming up and many things you can't handle. People keep running. They can't run. When they come close to the fire, they have caught the fire, they will run. But they don't know fire has been caught. Wherever they go, they will burn. That is the power of Arunachala. Even once you come there, knowingly or unknowingly, the fire has been lit in you. So I tell this. That is why Bhagavan Ramana says, this path is for advanced and mature seekers. Not for everybody. Not everybody can understand these things because they are not ready. Still time is there. So when somebody came to Bhagavan Ramana and asked about some question, and Ramana, you know Bhagavan Ramana, he doesn't beat around the bush. He will not say, do mantra japa, do this, do that, and all that. He has no problem with them. If somebody is doing it, he will guide them correctly. That's okay. But he will never force this path on anybody. He is always in mauna, silence. And very few who are mature can sit in silence because the beating mind will not make them sit. See, 5 minutes, 10 minutes also you can't sit there. And there people used to sit whole day with him in that present. Mature seekers. From where? See, From where all they are, in the Meru, they have been pulled to the Bindu. These are all seekers in the final stages. So many came and attained to Ramana and attained, all in his periphery. They're all very mature. You might say, no, no, they didn't do any Kundalini sadhana, they had no gurus, they didn't know Shakti, but don't go by that. This was all done in previous lifetimes. So there might be stages in our life also when we are pulled towards Arunachala. Don't self-judge. Don't talk about whether I'm worthy or not. There is that preceding power which is deciding. It is a command of Shambhu. You're there, you're there. You can't run away from it. That's what the maid is telling Parvati. You can't run about it. Shambhu's order. You're doing this tapas by his order. You can't escape it, she says. So we have been pulled here. Part of the journey, part of the process. Time is right. We are here. We didn't do anything. The timely it has happened by the grace of, and that grace will take care of us. What has brought us to this extreme point will take us further also. Why is it worrying here now? When will it happen? How will it happen? Arre? That is coming because of the wrong idea that I did so much of tapas, I did sadhana, I brought myself here. We don't know that it was made to do. So when somebody came to Ramana and asked about these questions, he used to simply say, inquire. That's his only straight point. I have problems. Inquire who has the problem. I have ego. He'll say, find out who's the one who has ego. Or he'll say, go and find and tell me where is that ego. Show it to me. Or tell me how it looks. Because there is nothing called ego there actually. That's for some other time. But he will give the direct answers, and those who are mature will sit down and do it. Those who are not will simply leave. He will not convert anybody. He will not sit giving convincing answers. He will not try to convince anybody. Those who get it, they get it, because he is clearly knowing that those who are supposed to get it only will come there. He is not pulling anybody. Today I put that post right where Ramana is telling clearly, I never call anybody here. I never ask anybody to leave from here. That is because people keep saying, oh, Bhagavan didn't call me. That's why I say, as though they have no other work. Ganesh Puri or Kanangad. Oh, when Baba ka bulawa आएंगे तब Baba को और कोई काम नहीं क्या? Why you think he's sitting with a register and then ticking and saying you must come, you are not worthy, you are not going to come? See that inner call when you get an opportunity, that is the call. What more call you want? Do you want him to come and put you in the train and or in the flight and then leave you there and go? Some chamatkar like that to happen? No. You have lived your life by these kind of inner guidances. This also is that only. So Ramana is not taking the claim there. I never call anybody here. I never ask anybody to leave. See, that's the state of Shiva. Shiva consciousness. It is not involved in any come and go. You come, that is fine. You don't come, that is also fine. You bow down to me, that is fine. You kick me, that is also fine. Shiva is sitting in his darbara. One side Devatas are doing Har Har Mahadev. On the other side, Rakshasas, Asuras are doing Har Har Mahadev. Does he say, you get out, you're all Asuras? No. He's comfortable with both. He's not asking them, you come and worship me. He's not even telling them to get out. Do you see this? So that is the meaning that he doesn't call, he doesn't send away anybody. He's simply a witness. So whatever has to happen, he knows it will happen. He decided in the start when he was learning that I will not meet any people. So he went and sat in the caves. Then after some time he said, I found out that people are there everywhere, and then I have got indulged into, they're asking question and I find myself answering. Then he says, so be it. See, he's not deciding, I will not. Then I comes there. Okay, if this is your will that for decades I should be in caves and not have any connection with anybody, your will. You kept me there. You are preparing some purification going on. But after a certain time you say, I must interact and this must happen. People come there. He's not going out. It's happening. So if it is supposed to happen, let it happen. So he has no objection to who comes, who goes. Then, if he is not calling, who's calling? Shambhu. It's not a person sitting and calling. This call, this moving towards the final path, moving towards moksha, is what you have earned. Your karmas, your tapas, your sadhanas, previous lifetimes. You earned it. Based on that, karma phala is given. Karturajnanahi, prapte phalam karma kim param, karma tajjadam. It is not because you are judging yourself and saying, no, I am not worthy, I am a sinner. First verse doesn't listen to that. It's not based on what you think. It is based on what you deserve, according to what you have done. So indirectly, who's earning the grace? I myself. Today my karma, whatever I do, based on that, my effort, I bring grace, and that grace makes me put effort. You see this? This is a spontaneous event that's happening. So all those who are moving towards Arunachala, physically or internally, in whichever way, whenever this kind of attraction is coming in your mind, tattvas of Bhagwan Ramana's teachings, which is otherwise difficult to understand or boring, but when you see rasa in this, when you see the actual truth hidden in teachings like Nisardat Maharaj's or Bhagwan Ramana, understand it's the grace of the Lord. Advaita Vasanam, Ishwara Kripa. That Vasana for Advaita is due to Ishwara Kripa. Avadut Gita verse 1. So we'll stop here. What's the time? Oh. I didn't go much, and it's okay. I'm not. Oh, it's just one paragraph. Let me just finish this off. The chapter only will be over. Just one paragraph is left. On hearing these words of Shiva, the Devi said, so be it. So he said, go to Arunachala and take the blessings of Gautama Rishi and learn about the glory and devotion. She says, so be it. And she got ready to leave at once for Arunachala. Turning to the rishis who desired to follow her, she said, Devas, rishis resolute in the religious observances, remain where you are. Perform your austerities on the bank of the sacred Kampa. This linga of sand, which removes all the sins and brings all kinds of prosperity, bears the marks of my embrace. Worship it. Let my devotees know that I shall be known as Kamakshi as I fulfill all their desires and bless them. Kamakshi, Kama, Akshi, the blesser. Kama is desire, the one who blesses with of all desires. Fulfillment of all desires. Now that is two ways. One is Sanghar Chakra and Shrishti Chakra. Desires of the world she fulfills. Desires to move away from the world also is a desire she fulfills. So the rishis wanted to follow her. He says, no, no, you be here, you'll be a good example, because this, when you worship this place which I have blessed, this will become an example for others, and others devotees also will start worshipping it. Let my devotees know that I shall be known as Kamakshi as I fulfill their desires and bless them. Let them also worship me and obtain the boons they desire. I am entirely under the control of Shambhu, the Lord of Devas. I shall therefore go to Arunachala and carry out his command. After I have performed penance there and obtained the grace of Shambhu, you may come to see me then there. So don't follow me now, because I am yet to become one. I am yet to do my tapas. I am yet to complete my austerities. And when I realize that, then you come there. But till then, you observe your religious austerities here only, and make that the way for others to understand, because through them this knowledge will be propagated, this understanding about the mahima of Kanchipuram, and only by the rishis it can be known. So you continue your practice here, and when the things are complete, you can come there. So we have come to an end of this chapter also, chapter 3. Next, chapter 4 is Gauri arrives at Arunachala. So tomorrow we'll be continuing at night, 9 o'clock. Sunday it is. Tomorrow webinar is 12 to 4. Those who want to attend can attend it. You have to register there. Night sessions will continue even through the next week. Let's become aware of the grace in our lives. Where is that grace? This realizations, this deep wisdom that is slowly rising in us, this acknowledgement that comes up, this bhakti that rises in us. You see, through satsangas, when you listen, when you contemplate, something happens to you. A certain stillness happens. That stillness is grace. A certain elevated that is mood, that is grace. A certain peace comes into your life, that is grace. A certain interest and bhava, bhakti, devotion erupts within you, that is grace. A feeling of surrender and love starts emanating from you, that is grace. More interest to learn more about the glories and the Lord, to meditate more, to work more towards it, that is grace. Where are we searching for grace? This is grace, here in the now. Be aware of it. Just move your awareness through whatever I said. The love rising in you, the peace in you, the stillness in you, the bhava bhakti in you, the surrender in you, the devotion in you, the love in you. This is grace. These are all the manifestations of grace. So be aware of these tattvas. Whatever is there, just be deeply aware of these tattvas rising in you. The deep knowing that this only is grace. When you know this is grace, it will enhance again that the Lord's grace is right here and I'm not seeing it. But now I know. These rising emotions and feelings in me, these very subtle emotions in me, the stillness and peace in me, this is grace. And when I feel this grace, I feel so grateful. I feel grateful to this light consciousness in me that precedes even my mind, that is actually guiding me through my mind. I think I am the doer, but the doer also is alive because of that grace. Simply this realization itself, I feel grateful. These deep truths are being revealed to me. Without the grace of the Lord, how would I ever know this? Not just the wisdom, but simultaneous experiences of that wisdom. I'm so grateful. So feel grateful towards this subtle qualities within you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadayachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Arunachala Shiva. See you at tomorrow night.